Madeline, who is the dry van terminal manager for my entire fleet of Phoenix Terminal, and Knight Swift is the largest fleet in North America. And on my Driving to Tokyo channel, I have a full interview with her, but I'll just share a little bit of it so you get a taste of the interview. And this is before I was fired, November 5th, 2021. So I'm gonna go to my channel and share a little bit of our interview. Terminal manager for the Phoenix Terminal, which is our largest terminal, and I'm a dry van driver, and I have a manager named Erica. And Erica said that she's like in charge of like something like 36 trucks. Well, she oversees all of the driver managers, okay? But she's totally awesome. So this is the first time I've done a video with her, and we've known each other for a while. And I want to mention this too, Madeline, this kind of makes it more real. I remember that first conversation we had when I was up in Salt Lake, and you were on the phone, you answered the phone, and I said, "Are you one of the new driver managers? Because I haven't heard you." And you said, "No, I'm the new terminal driver manager." Yeah. That was our very first conversation. And you may not remember it, but we had a rescue load to do, and I told you I can't do it. And I ended up racing down to Las Vegas, and the guy I was passing it on to wasn't there.
Right.
And he got there at like 12:20, and the whole idea I did that was to get there by 12 midnight. And that was our first kind of interaction, and it was like a real live thing.
Yeah.
And then I told you back then, I said, I want to be one of your best drivers. And that was one of our first conversations. So I put that intention out there, but I didn't really know you that well. And then what caught my eye is your messages that you started sending out to the fleet, like really cool messages about consciousness, and you got to take care of your vision,
your mindset.
And I'm like, she's a different type of drive van manager. And so that's what I'm excited about. And the last thing I want to mention, one of the reasons I stay with Knight Transportation is because of people like Madeline and the culture here. So I'm not going anywhere. So she said she's a little shy, and I didn't like myself on camera. So I'm just going to ask a couple questions. She's going to be completely herself. So here's question number one. Why did you, they're very easy questions too. Okay. Why did you decide to go into trucking? How did that happen? And specifically, Knight Transportation.
This is really easy.
Yeah.
Thanks for starting out with an easy one. My best friend, her husband works for Knight Transportation, and then he said you should come work for Knight Transportation.
Oh, that was easy. Yeah.
I know, I said it was really easy. It wasn't quite like, that easy. I was doing something else before, and then there came to a point where I could make a decision to leave that. Totally not transportation related.
Wow.
I came in with zero. I don't think anyone outside of the industry really knows about it, which is like kind of weird because you would think everyone should know about it. We all rely on it pretty heavily.
Exactly. Good point.
And so, but it's pretty wild because, I didn't even think about like even just the distance it takes to stop a tractor trailer, or speed up, or, just even driving around it physically, but then kind of just the figurative aspects as well. Like, the stuff ending up on shelves in a store, like, how did it get there? Exactly. And so, just like really thinking about that. And so I came in literally knowing nothing about transportation. I started as a driver manager on this team, and then quickly I moved over to the account management team. I managed a national account And I did that for a year, and then I moved over to another account management team, and I managed all the account managers. And then now I came back into operations, and I took over as the terminal manager here. And so, but yeah, it was kind of just like sure, let's try it out, and then it worked out.
You can find this full interview if you scroll down. My original videos be on the very bottom of my 200 videos, all have thumbnails and titles, and those are some of my best videos related to my trucking career. That was 12 years, and specifically 9 years and 4 months, or 750,000 miles with Knight Transportation. So you'll find a lot of videos related to that, and they're not all long. There's a number of videos that are 7 minutes, 9 minutes, 11 minutes. You'll find those at the bottom of my channel. This is where the full interview is, right here, the one I just played an excerpt from. Okay.
Yeah. I've been with Knight for 2 years. I did work the oil field for a few months before the COVID hit. So that I loved. I loved working in the oil field in Wyoming. That's one of my favorites. I've done reefer, I've done dry van, and I've done sandboxes for the oil field. And that's just fabulous. I love that one. But since COVID hit, the boom went down in Wyoming, so I'm back over the road with Knight. I started driving because my son has type 1 diabetes, and my husband works a lot. So to take the burden off of him, I started working. And, you know, I was a stay-at-home mom for 20 years, so there's not a lot of skills that I have that cross over into, you know, the real world. So I know I can drive, so I'm like, why not drive a big rig? So that's where that started. And, you know, I help with the bills, and I help with his diabetes, and I'm paying for my daughter's college. It's all in cash just from working with Knight. So, and I stay out 3 to 6 months at a time. My kids are older. They're very independent. I raised them that way. So, you know, we video talk, we chat, Skype, same thing, you know, it's like being deployed. So my husband has to deal with the kids now, and they're older. So it should be really easy for him now. I love it. I'm an introvert. I don't look like it, but I am. You know, I get a lot of looks on the road because I don't look like a normal woman truck driver, as what they assume a woman truck driver looks like. There are a lot of girls like me out on the road. We work really hard and we play really hard. It's all for my family.
I love that. I think I'm just going to jump in real quick just to kind of echo off of that, because I think the cool thing with this whole project, just meeting Doug, and I've worked around warehousing my life for most of my young adult life. So I've seen truck drivers, dealt with trucks, loading, unloading. So not really ever looking at it in the light that you both are looking at it, and it's really cool to see each person have their own individual story in there. The common link is trucking to get there. And I think it's just such a cool thing, because you can not only see a lot of things, you can just kind of be on your own, be independent, and you're making solid money for what you're doing. So I just think it's awesome to meet new people. And I think that, with the channel, with Doug and you coming into the fold here, just even this little Zoom call, I think is really cool, just to kind of get things flowing, get the energy flowing, because, there are women and men out there right now that are struggling, that don't know what to do, or they want to travel, or they're stuck financially, or they have, a kid or something that needs some medical help or whatever. And they might not even think of trucking, which is like, it's right there. So I love the connection here. And I just wanted to jump in and say that, and, appreciate you for coming on here today and just kind of chatting.
I drove a truck 12 years, and I love it. This was the last truck that I had. I drove 200,000 miles through COVID, 102963. And I was barely home. That was after I went to Japan, not once, not twice, but 5 times every fall and spring. And prior to going to Japan, I had driven approximately about 8 years solid, including 3 years teams. So I traveled about 600,000 miles around the U.S., all 48 states, before getting hired onto Knight Transportation, based out of Phoenix in May of 2012. And the last day with Knight Transportation was November 5th, 2021.
Just can't wait to get on the road again. Like I always watch it be all with my friends. I can't wait to get on the road again. On the road again. Can't wait to get on the road again. Like I always watch it be all with my friends. I can't wait to get on the road again.
Nothing here, folks, except my 65-inch TV. I'm hoping Sylvia H. and Santos from Brazil is here. Christopher Stone, Chicago, Robert, the rest of the gang here. But anyway, I've got some new people here that I've got to know, like Bloom. He's one of my favorite dudes from Illegal Pete's. Anyway, I'm going to officially jump on board. Some new things have happened. I've got some exciting things, some sad things, and a mix of things. I'm going to log into my computer. Let me pause right here for this commercial break.
Airline credit cards promise flights for 25,000 miles, but
there's never any seat for 25,000 miles. Frustrating, isn't it?
But that won't happen with the Capital One Venture Card. You can book any airline, anytime. Hey, I just said that. After all, isn't traveling hard enough?
To get the flight you want, sign up for a Venture Card at CapitalOne.com.
It could be better. It's time to shake things up. With the Capital One Venture Card, you get double miles on everything you buy, not just airline purchases. Seriously, think of all the things you buy.
Great. Is this why you asked me to coffee?
Well, yeah, but also to catch up. What's in your wallet?
Yeah, he's gonna finish.
I'm back.
He's back. Tokyo, Driving to Tokyo channel. Anyway, he's doing he knows me.
Oh, I know it. You got to get everything for Doug. Doug means you got to get all the free stuff.
Yeah, all the free stuff.
Doug loads it up. He's got a good palate.
Yeah.
You know?
Every day, man. I gotta drive, bro. I gotta pay my bills too, bro. I have to drive Lyft this afternoon, man. I
Yeah,
got
dude.
some streak bonuses.
There you go.
We all we have to do what we have to do, man.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
And I know I'm coming here before the chips and salsa and shit. But
Oh yeah, that's a given, man. We know. Just like I know your order. I got you.
Yeah. And this young lady,
Looking good?
she's a happening chick.
We're happening people.
You're happening people, man. So he's finishing up my burrito.
You live, Doug?
I'm sending this to. I'm sending this to Tokyo.
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 What's up, Tokyo?
What's up,
Hey,
Tokyo?
This is Mac.
Yep.
My boy Bloom. Woo! Legal Pete's, baby.
Yep.
Illegal Pete's, Denver.
Illegal Pete's, Denver. If you ever come to Tokyo, come to Denver. You gotta go to Legal Pete's. Right.
I'm gonna grab your chips.
Okay, thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. I'm sorry, I'm a strange dude. I'm not the typical 69-year-old dude,
I
man.
love it. It's good. Free, Doug.
Okay, here we go.
I said, hey, what are you hoping to get from this? And he said, Papa, I just want to meet new people and do cool things. I thought, man, that is about the best reason to go and do something there is in life, isn't it? So I got an idea. What if we got together? We can meet new people and do cool things. Yep. I'm going to do my first ever virtual live event, and it's called The Art of Living. And I'd like to invite you to join me. We're going to work on getting in tune, all right? Finding our frequency.
First time tuning in to an interactive training event of this capacity, I want you to throw in the chat box first time. You know, what's different about today, it's not just like watching a Matthew McConaughey movie, kicking back with some popcorn. This is actually deeply interactive. So if you're a VIP, give me a wave right now. You're actually on a Zoom call with Matthew McConaughey today. How nuts is that? And go ahead and put your cameras on, okay? This is a camera on experience. And then, Lena, I gotta tell you something. Please remember your camera is on, okay? Wink, wink.
We're going to work on getting in tune, all right? Finding our frequency, not someone else's, by learning how to catch and create more green lights in our life.
This is your walk-up song. I love an intro song. Thank you. Set that there. Thank you, Cello. Thank you, Cello.
I was bombarded with the request to go deeper into the approach and reveal some process. And that, serendipitously, is when Tony and Dean called saying, hey, McConaughey, we love your book. We want to go deeper and get even more practical with it. I said, yes. And here we are. After 8 months of creating this project, this one, live, right here, right now, with you, we have all intentions today of supplying what you demand.
It's because I stayed on that area. So I think of it this way. You want to change your life today? Make a decision. That's it, make a decision of something else you're going to focus on. Like focus on what you want, focusing on instead of what you don't want, right? Focus on where you want to go instead of what you're afraid of. You know, focus on a deeper meaning. Like, what if everything in life happened for a reason and it served you? What if life was always happening for you, not to you? I don't know if that's true, but I believe it. Because I believe it, I believe there's got to be something good in the worst situation. And so I dig and I dig and I dig, and I can always find it. A lot of people say, well, your mom, I don't think she went along with your mom. My mom was the greatest mom I could imagine. If she had been the mom I wanted her to be, I wouldn't be the man I'm proud to be. Because I had to grow and learn and become a practical psychologist. And she had a beautiful heart. I'm a big part of her is in me still today. So I tossed out those things because we all have those things that don't work. And I focused on where the real value is. So think today, what decision could you make today that would move you forward? What could you do right now today? Hey, one thing, get Matthew's course. Please do. I mean, I don't care, it's not gonna change my life economically, but it'll change your life completely. He's put his heart and soul into this thing. And how cool to be able to have Matthew coaching you one-on-one in your home, on your TV, or on your laptop or your iPad, 24/7, 365, whenever you want it. He'll take you on a journey you're gonna love. I'm going through it right now. I think it's spectacular. I'm always absorbent, but this is a whole nother level. That's why I want to share it with you.
Dean and Tony, your ability and desire to influence so many people in such unanimously positive ways is truly inspiring. And the fact that you're out to do more than just inspire, you know, you're actually here to transform. Amen to that. And thank you for giving me that call. So thank you, Dean. Thank you, Tony. Also Marie, Trent, Carissa, and so many other talented folks behind the scenes, all right, for choosing to make the time and do such specific and high-end work that we finally get to share with you today. All right, now, here's the biggie. Thank you. All of you. Over 2 million of you. You had a choice. You ain't got to be here. You be doing whatever you do every other Monday or any other time, but you're not. You're here. You made the time. You chose to take the risk, and you showed up. Thank you. Seriously, thank you for not being lazy with yourself. Thank you for being humble. Thank you for being curious. Thank you for being willing to learn. Thank you for being so generous with yourself, for being honest and brave enough to interrogate and investigate yourself. Because we all know it's a whole hell of a lot easier not to. Thank you also for not being afraid of change and admitting that you want and you need more. And no, dudes don't journal. Yeah, we do. I'll tell you why. Any you dudes out there work daily to be better men, have places you want to go, things you want to achieve in life, be better fathers, be better friends, be better at our career. Write them down. We have them in our head, but when we write them down, we all of a sudden become objectively aware of what we're trying to achieve and what we're chasing. Write them down. It's like a personal contract with ourselves that we can look at or not look at to keep us on track to go where we want to go. So, there you go, dudes. Get yourself a journal and pull the pen out.
Affect me, to hurt me, to possibly cause me to get sick. I am done with that. So what if we decided today to not let the things in that disturb our peace, that rile us up, that make us play small, scare us, cause stress, cause fear, cause anxiety? See, you could identify this week the things that rob your peace. So two lenses I want you to look for this week as we go into a big week, new course, live training, all kinds of cool stuff coming. And I want you to think about this. What if you had a little audit, like a little book, and it was your peace audit, right? And this week, every time something disturbs your peace or makes you feel uncomfortable, what if you jotted it down in your journal? What if you wrote it down? Every time I hang around with so-and-so, I don't feel at peace. I feel stressed. I feel worried. Every time I watch the news, every time I focus on the things I'm not good at, every time I focus on that weakness, I'm too old, I'm not good with technology, I'm too young, I don't have enough money, it takes money to make money, I'm not that smart, it's the government, it's this. Every time you think about that, say, whoa. When I let that thought go in my head, my peace is disturbed. How can I do less of that? There's a lot of things that can disturb your peace. There's people in your life that want to share. I'm just thinking how bad things are, and they can stir you. What if you just went a week and purged that and didn't let that happen? But on the other side, what if you made a column? What if you made a column in your a column on a piece of paper, just a line right down the center. And on one side, you put the things that disturb your peace. And you decided, at least for 1 week, you weren't going to let it happen. On the right side, what does empower your peace? What gives you peace? Is it, for me, truly, this walk is so peaceful for me. You know, I have 4 children. I have 3 companies. I have amazing partners. We have a busy life. When about 7:30 in the morning, it's not like the volume goes up a little bit. It's like, it's like volume at full blast. Getting kids ready, going off to school, starting the business, answering emails, heading off to the office, right? All those things happen, and that's cool. So for me to protect my peace, I need to get up. I get up at 4:30, 4:45. I know that's crazy, but I do a little routine. I work out. I come take a walk. That sets my day up to have peace. So that goes on the right side of giving me more peace.
Thanks for being courageous enough to find out what the heck your more is and take the journey to get it. Basically, I'm saying thank you for investing in yourself. So, what am I doing here? What are you doing here? You, me, us, together right now. Now, I think we're all trying to figure out the riddle. You know, put some rhyme to the reason and answer the bigger existential question of what the hell are we doing here in this life that we're living? In this life that sometimes we feel like we're not living at all. And I get it. I get it, man. We live in such uncertain times. We are constantly searching for answers. Constantly searching for our sanity even. We're just looking for some solid ground to step on. It's damn hard to find. We're not quite sure how to move forward, much less where we'd be going when we do. Yes, the future is foggy. And it seems like on this highway called life, everybody's got their hazard lights on. We're asking the question, is this all there is? Is this just how it's got to be? We don't know who to trust. We don't know what to believe in. So what do? We find ourselves chasing every single fad that the world tells us we should chase. And none of them seem to get us where we want to go. No, they just have us going in circles, revolving, getting dizzy, instead of evolving. And you know what I'm sorry and congratulations at the same time fact of our situation is? No one's come to save us. That's the first thing we got to admit. No, that genie in a bottle is still just a genie. That lottery ticket probably ain't going to hit the jackpot. And those goals and dreams that we have ain't going to reach themselves on their own. And that's why right now is the time to adapt, to evolve, to take inventory. That's why right now is the time to renegotiate who we are, how we treat each other. That's why right now is the time to re-engineer how we can get to where we want and need to go. That's why right now is the time to restore what's worth keeping from our past and what's worth taking into our future. It is time to not just find solid ground. It's time to admit that the solid ground that we seek is also higher ground. A place where we can truly have more value, choice, balance, joy, love, health, security, freedom, divinity. Where we can get more out of our life, our relationships, our careers, ourselves. So let me answer that question that I asked earlier. How the hell did I get here today with you? And what's my goal? As I said, after my book Green Lights was published, and people asked me to dive deeper into the process, they asked me questions like, McConaughey, tell me more about that methodology to determine whether a light in my life is green, yellow, or red. I want to hear more on that. They asked me questions like, how do I know if I can trust a green light? How do I know if a green light is just a battery-powered flash in the pan or some timeless solar-powered green light that I can rely on leading me home? They asked me, how do I know what choice to make at the yellow lights in my life? When do I heed caution and slow down because I need to? And when do I put the pedal to the metal and blow through that damn thing? They asked me about those red lights. He said, how do I trust and believe that there's actually a gift for me in every red light that stops me in my tracks? They also asked me, what do you mean by the art of living? Well, I needed to ponder those questions. So, alone, I went to my favorite office. I buckled up in my favorite seat, and I started crossing the highways and byways of North America. Yes, I took a road trip. We all want more out of our life, don't we? More out of our relationships, more out of our careers, more out of ourselves. So look, it's time to renegotiate, right? Who we are and how we treat each other. It's time to re-engineer how we can get where we want to and need to go. It's time to restore what's worth keeping from our past and what's worth taking into our future. Now look, it's only gonna happen one time, but guess what else? It's free. It's gonna be me, it's gonna be you. It's gonna be some really smart people like Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi, and others. So save the date. Come on, hop in the shotgun seat and let's take a little road trip together. Click that link before it's too late. Why? Be a lot cooler if you did. Until then, just keep
probably read this, but I'm just going to talk about it. Are you making the right choices, Douglas? There's Matthew, road trip. So many of us are living on autopilot, letting the outside world decide what our lives look like instead of choosing for ourselves. But 24 hours when gonna end that cycle. This is when we start to consciously choose how we want to live by learning when to say yes and when to say no, and how to handle the stress in our red lights so nothing stops you from getting where you want to go. Do these three quick things to make sure you're ready for the tomorrow's.
What's up, guys?
He's making me a burrito with white rice, black beans, barbacoa, Illegal Pete's, right around the corner from where I live.
Illegal Pete's Denver.
All my friends in Tokyo, this is my main dude.
What's up, guys? You said chicken or you want to do beef?
We'll do beef.
There you go. See, Doug used to get chicken a lot.
I know I used to get chicken. I kind of switched up.
He switched it up.
He
now.
knows.
I know.
He knows it.
Wait for that.
I know. There's no rush, bro.
How you been? What's new? You still just every day?
Every day making videos.
How many you done today so far?
I've done 4 already.
Nice. You drive this morning?
Yeah, I drove this morning, made $100 already.
Yeah, there you go.
I should be your 69-year-old hero, dude.
You are, man. There you go. All right,
I've already made my $100 video.
You already made your quota.
Yeah.
There you go.
Do my video with you.
I love it. So this is how Doug likes it. You gotta get everything in there.
I'm making this next video just for my bro, man.
Let's do it. Doug, have you met Josh yet?
No, Josh.
We
met the other day.
Yeah. You guys are all cool.
Not him.
No, you guys are all cool.
Have you ever noticed that I'm not acting as I used to do before? Have you ever wondered why I always keep on coming back for more? What have you done to me? I'll never be the same, I'll tell you for sure. I'll never be the same, I'll tell you for sure. I'll never
take me into lower downtown where my loft is. I'm at about $84. The minimum goal is 100, and I've done that in 2.5 hours this morning. So just gonna go, and I get the best rides downtown generally. I just got an airport ride, and then when I got to the airport, I got a long ride out to Capital One building. Right there. 15th will be up on next block. Make a left on 15, left on 1 Tube, and we'll be right in front of my loft. And lower downtown. I'm online right now, so I don't know what I'm gonna get. And I have the option to go home, take a break. There's Ball Arena right there. Okay, green light. The green light up at WinCube goes really fast. It's the corner of WinCube and 15, right around the corner from my loft. But I'm going to start with some basic things that are center my universe. This is my 2017 Prius Touring. It's a little high, it's a high-end model. And this is what I use for my Lyft business. I've been driving Lyft since May of last year. It's now June 3rd here in Denver, Colorado. I'm going to show you an example of the money I can make. The bottom line, I've decided I have to up my game. This last year, I've been averaging about 4 hours a day to make about $100 base income per day, which is $700 a week. But it seems as though I'm going to have to up my game. What do I mean by that? I don't think I have to do it 7 days a week, but the bottom line, it'd be advantageous to start my day around like 4 in the morning, work 4 hours till about 8, make $100, go to my studio, make a video, or go to Cap One, and then circle back and work 4 more hours. In other words, 8 hours a day, anytime 24 hours a day. I can probably make anywhere from $200 to $300 per day. If I do that 5 days a week, it'd make a huge difference. And that's, this car is the center of, it's my rolling ATM machine, basically. Do not know I'm coming. I've tried to contact them. I haven't so I'm going to be driving up to their place, and it's going to be a complete surprise. See Arizona City right there. Now this is Arizona City. It has a couple liquor stores, a small market, but this is the main drag of Arizona City. There's a fire department, and this is it. And you go a mile. This is cool for me because I've been showing this on Apple Maps, and now I'm really here. The other thing is, this car's paid for, but CarMax screwed up and sent my title with 1 letter wrong on the address, so I never got my title. I've been wanting to come out here and talk to the DMV and try to get my title for this car because it's paid off. I'm hoping to get that taken care of. Now, I haven't been back here now since last April, so what's 1 mile to a street called L's Hey dude, this is your sub dude. I hate to tell you, you're at 36 minutes. Chicago said nobody's gonna watch anything past 15 minutes, dude. You're past the Chicago 15-minute zone. Dude, I know, but I get into this, man. I drink my brewskis, and I gotta tell you, I get into it. Anyway, this is where we are right now, but I'm gonna fly. Dude, let's use Apple Maps, show the listening audience where we're driving. We can use technology, dude. So let's show them on Apple Maps where my folks live and where you're driving. Guys, stay tuned, where this could be longer than 15 minutes. Anyway, this is where we are, dudes. Now, I showed a clip of people jumping off a bridge. That was up in Twin Falls, Idaho, right up here. This is Twin Falls. I'll get back to that. I could be Matthew's road advisor, dude. I know, I just gotta talk to him, man, because I've driven 1,000,000 miles. But let's show the listening audience where we're driving. First of all, this is Phoenix, this is Tucson. Arizona City is a little tiny town halfway between Tucson and Phoenix. It's zero in, dude. You like the road trip sub dude? Yeah, you could probably call me that, dude, because I know my highways, man, and my byways. This is Phoenix, where Night Transportation's based. This is Casa Grande. This is Arizona City. It hardly shows up on the map, dude. And this is Tucson. Arizona City is halfway between Tucson and Phoenix, out in the middle of the fucking nowhere, dude. It's the smallest town I've ever lived in. It's also, my parents love it. But let's zero into Arizona City, and then we'll let you go back to real time. Driving, this is the first and only signal light you're driving through. So then you go 1 mile, dude, to Allsdorf, make a right turn, go up 8 blocks, make your right turn. Your folks' house is right there. Arizona City has one friggin' signal light. No street lights, no public transportation, no bullet trains, no buses, no light rail. Dude, I think people they probably figured out there's no light rail here or bullet trains. I know, it's just a small town out in the middle of fucking nowhere, dude. And then make a right, then go up 8 blocks, make a right. And now here's another thing. There's a house that was built on the lot next to where my house is, or my parents' house, whatever you want to call it. And there was nothing there before. And my mom, when I have in fact, I could show you on the computer, I have a Google July last summer. Dude, you cued me in. This is the Google Maps. It's July 14 today, dude, 2023. But this is 1 year ago. This is 14380 South Capistrano Road, Arizona City, Arizona, 85123. This is the house that my parents paid $43,000 cash for. I could even show you a 2011 photo. And they sold it for $240,000. And they said they didn't even need the money. I know, it's like, no, I don't really need $200,000. Just fuck it, you know. Excuse my language, but my parents and I are completely different. I gotta tell you, if I had $200,000, I would not say I don't need the money. Anyway, this is my old house. The new owners bought it. It closed in March. And check out this. Look at all the space, man. I gotta tell you, this is a lot different than Denver. Check this out. All this open space. Now, when I turned the corner June 5th, to visit my folks, I turned the corner, there's a bunch of fucking houses here. I thought, well, I said, I think I turned down the wrong street, because there was no houses here the whole time I lived here. And I turned the corner, there was 4 houses. There was another one over here, dude. And then my parents' house is right here, dude. And so I drove up about 10 o'clock in the morning, June 5th. This is the 4th house they bought. They bought my house, their house, a mile away, my dad's art studio. Then they sold my dad's art studio, then the primary house, and then they moved into this house. I know they built 4 houses, and they bought 4 houses here. Let's just show the listening audience what it looked like when you drove up to their driveway. Check this out. This is where I drove up, 10 o'clock in the morning, June the 5th. They did not know I was coming, although my mom said, why don't you drive your Prius here so you can pick up your shit in the garage, and since Dad's dying, but he doesn't look like he's gonna die right away, so why don't you just come sometime between now and Father's Day, June 18th. Well, I decided to come June 5th. So I pulled right up to the driveway. Now here is the backstory. This is where I left April of 2022. I got my car registered. It was registered, financed, and insured. I drove right from the same driveway to Denver, Colorado, April of 2022. So it was awesome to see my father, but it was also awesome to come full circle to see my folks 1 year after I left. So let's resume the regular programming, dude. Photo of the house, but they were breaking ground. My mom said the house is being built, so this is going to be new for me to drive up and see the house next to the house I called home. And it's completed, and I guess an elderly couple lives there. And now that I'm here, too, what's cool is I can physically drive and show you my parents' first house and my dad's art cave instead of pictures. Off, so I might actually be able to videotape them. He said this is one of, I have to be careful too, this is a $1,300 camera, that I don't accidentally drop it over the edge of this wall here. That's why I was a little hesitant to go up to the top of the bridge and videotape. But it looks like he's getting set up to jump, he or she. I could walk up. Last time I was like walking across the middle of it, and I stood right next to where they were jumping off. So I don't know. We'll have to see. They put a little diving board out and they just jumped out. He said it was one of 2 places in the United States where you could legally jump off the bridge. And they jump down and they land down at the bottom here. I don't like heights, so I would never ever do that. I hate to say never, but I wouldn't. I guess probably could do, no matter how much I psych myself out. But I admire the people that do that. To exit 745. It's Weed, California, and I'm either gonna park right by the Starbucks, which is right around the corner. Most likely there's parking there right by the Starbucks, and then there's a parking lot directly across the street. It's a beautiful day here in Weed, California, and up on Shasta area. I've got about 3 more hours or so left today to work since I started so early. Beautiful day. I'm going to turn right here. It looks kind of busy. Let's see where I can park. And then I'd probably get a Starbucks coffee and hit the road again. Just kind of a quick pit stop here in Weed, California. There's a Pilot right up the street here. And it looks like the Starbucks, kind of the parking lot, is kind of full, although it looks like I can get in there. There's a dirt lot right there. It's not normally this busy. Let's see what I can do. There's some cars in the way of pulling out there. I like pulling into where I can for sure get out. So I might, if I went around the block, I could pull in right there. I'm gonna go around the block and pull in right in that open spot there. But anyway, just a quick overview with today. So anyway, I know I'm not supposed to put other people's stuff on me, so my channel is not monetized, but I just thought it was an interesting synchronicity kind of thing that I happened to stop at this truck stop, and there's this tour bus. Now Elsdorf is coming up here on the right. This is kind of cool. I just drove 15 hours to get here, and I just talked to my friend Sophia. I haven't talked to in a long time. Yesterday in Denver, literally, I was just talking to her yesterday morning. Video story, I want to include Sophia. I've talked to my mom and dad about Sophia a lot, but I want to talk about her again. This is a photograph of me and Sophia. I believe this was in Sedona, Arizona. And I'm bringing this up because she has to do with my most recent trip to Arizona. My friend Sophia actually called me. She lives here in Denver, but the winter months she's been flying to Florida and camping out in her van, right? And I've been in Colorado now a year, and she lives here only about 10 miles away. I just saw her a couple days ago, by the way. But she called me and to catch up, because we hadn't talked in a long time. So I told her about a couple things. I told her that on my dad's 90th birthday, April 24th, 2023, there was an online event. It was not a TV program, it wasn't a movie, but it was with an actor named Matthew McConaughey. And he's a famous actor, award-winning actor. And oddly enough, he was doing this online event. I don't know, I'm gonna try to send it through on this YouTube video, but what happens sometimes, they block things, there's copyright things, and that's something I don't really like, because I may be sharing something that you don't know about, or people don't know about, and I can't share it. And if I share it, you may want to watch more of that person's videos or whatever. But anyway, I told her about Matthew's online event that happened to be on my dad's 90th birthday. It was called The Art of Living. It was 6 hours long. It really moved me. And plus it was on my dad's 90th birthday. So I told her about that, but then I also told told her that my dad called and said he was dying, and I was planning on working. This was on Saturday, I believe, that she called me. I told her I was going to work Saturday, Sunday, and Monday to make some more money to pad my checking account, and I was going to maybe drive out Tuesday. She was the one that said, I want you to get in the car now. And I had talked to my mom. My mom said my dad was doing better. So honestly, I didn't think a few days would make a huge difference. And I really need to put some more money in my accounts. But she was the one that said, get in your car now. I'm not going to even talk to you till you're in your car and driving over the Rockies and headed to Arizona. And she said the truth is, she said you can always make money later. But if your dad passes away while you're making money and you leave on Tuesday and he passes away, how are you going to feel? I want you to get in the car now. So I did. I jumped in my car and I drove all day Saturday. I actually stopped in a place called Mexican Hat, Utah, where Sophia met up with me after I was fired. We spent 3 days together. And I drove through Sedona. And it was a combination of, it was kind of cool to drive back to Arizona, because I did the reverse before. I left Arizona City, drove the same exact route to here, Denver, and I actually talked to Sophia when I was driving to Denver. I'm driving over the Colorado Rockies, and in fact, I also parked behind her van at her house the first few nights I was here, camping out, actually literally sleeping in my car. So I've known Sophia for 12 years, and we have a lot of our differences of opinion now, but she's been a part of my life. In fact, she did, after Chicago went back to Tokyo, she stayed in Chicago's old room in Arizona City a couple nights, and we went to San Diego together and Encinitas. And so anyway, the long story short, she's the one that pushed me to go to Colorado, not on Tuesday, but get in my car and drive on Saturday. So that's why I arrived on Sunday, June the 5th. And she said, get in your car and just drive out there, because my dad told me that it's now Sunday. I'm hoping everything's okay, because my dad just told me on Tuesday that he was dying and he didn't think he was going to make it the rest of the week. So that's one of the reasons I got in my car and drove out here. So this is my Ellsdorf Street. So I'm literally, I don't know who's going to be at my house with my folks, my sister Kathy and her boyfriend, or Janet and Roger, or nobody, I don't know, or a nurse. I'm just literally driving up to Capistrano right now to see my mom and dad. They don't know I'm coming. I've been talking to them all week. I originally had a flight booked on Thursday, and I was going to fly out and spend Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. It's now Sunday. But I talked to my mom and I canceled the flight. She said, why don't you just drive out? And so that's why I'm driving out right now. This is where I am right now. And I got in about 24 hours ago. And sadly, unfortunately, I got to hit the road. I loaded up my car with my massage table and the things I left behind when I left here April. About, I don't know, 13, 14 months ago.
Hey, Doug, it's Sophia. I haven't talked to you in a long time. Just thought I would give you a call. I am back in town a little bit more, in and out of Denver, so give me a call back and let's catch up. Bye. Love you.
Had an awesome time with my mother and father. My dad and I watched the Nuggets game last night. Unfortunately, they're in the playoffs, but they won the first game, but they lost by 3 points. But that's kind of like minor compared to everything that's going on. So anyway, I just set this up in the other room. I slept in the guest room. My old bed's in the guest room. So I'm doing what I do every day. I just had an awesome motivational call with Dean.
Hey, what's up? And welcome to, I guess we could call you the Road Trippers. Road Trip, the highway to more. Welcome to this amazing community. Just so you know, I go live every single Monday for about 10 minutes. And it's a fun cadence to get in and it's just a little quick hit of motivation. So this is a great way to kick off a community, kick off a connection, to not feel alone in this desire for more, on this highway to more, right? Sometimes when we want more, we go after more, we're kind of the oddball. That's not how you'll feel in here. So just a quick message. I know most of you are going to watch the replay Monday. You'll typically get a message. But I just wanted to come in here and say welcome. Welcome to this amazing community. If you have Road Trip, you have one of the greatest courses I've ever seen in my entire life. No exaggeration. It is unbelievable, the work and the effort Matthew McConaughey put into this. And I was honored and privileged, Tony and I, to work with him. We work alongside of him to create a masterpiece. And if you have it, dive in, go through the 9 mile markers, do the homework at the end. And remember, here's the cool part. You got this family around you. The course is your main focus, but you got this family here in this community where with you meet the amazing people in here. In fact, our mastermind family welcome all the people from Road Trip into this community. Give them some love. If they post, let them know how amazing this family is, as my hair blows all over the place. So just popping in here real quick to say, welcome. You got one of the greatest courses that ever existed. You're going to get 8 weeks worth of walkthrough to make sure you utilize this course and don't get stuck. You're a part of this community. All kinds of cool stuff. You're a part of this family. You got inspiration and motivational Mondays here. We got live inner circle trainings every single month that are off the charts. You got Marie Forleo. You got myself, Mr. Matthew McConaughey, in a couple months from now coming back to do a killer training. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Again, our mastermind family, welcome the road trippers with open arms into this incredible community. Remember, the tide rises all boats. When you're around like-minded people that support your dreams, that want to make you feel better than yourself. If you're watching the live event, I said, do less of the things that rob your confidence and more of the things that empower your confidence. I promise you, this is a group that empowers your confidence. I've never been in a community as powerful as this. And we'll get some surprise guests in here as well, but this is just your added bonus. This is the connection. This is where you meet new people, do cool things, and all kinds of other stuff. We'll see you every single Monday. Leave a post below. I know most of you will watch the replay, and don't be afraid to say hi and where you're from. See you soon.
This is Matthew, Dean, and the rest of the gang that I'm a part of. Matthew's The Art of Living event was on the same exact day as my dad's 90th birthday, April 24th, 2023, and I was not here in my folks' house or Arizona City. I was actually in Denver, Colorado at my Mercantile Square loft, and I recorded it. Here's what I do, Billy, is I'll take stuff like the photo of my dad and mom in the car, and I'll blend it with this.
Yeah.
And that's why I call it video collage. I take multiple things and blend them together so it kind of...
Yeah, because I even got one I made for me of them up on that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, them in the truck. That went back when I was 50. But that's...
Oh, there we go, Bob and Jerry. Wow,
Yeah.
that's cool. Do you know when I saw this for the first time, I thought they had bought this because
She says, Billy, we've had more fun putting that on our Facebook, and the grandkids are saying WTF, Grandma. You know, like what the fuck?
and because this was in front of their Arizona City house.
Yeah.
And my mom and
You
dad.
never put nothing past them. You never know if they did buy
Yeah,
something.
no, seriously. So I honestly thought that they had bought this, and then it was cool. I do remember the time you actually pulled up with this.
Oh yeah.
And boy, that's something else. You'll never get rid of this, huh?
No, they probably have to bury me on it. I built that back in '98 for $125. I bought it for, and probably don't even have 10,000 in it. So,
Wow.
You know,
You bought this in its original condition for $125. No, Chicago's here, or Chris is here, or Robert. I think Robert's probably here, but this is my Prius out in front of my folks' house, June 5th. It's still cool. Yesterday it was 102 degrees here, and it was 58 degrees in Denver and raining. But this is my folks' house, looking back at where I used to live, right across the street. But Chicago's here, dude. Chicago, you can't believe. When I turned the corner yesterday, there were empty lots to the left of the house. They're all filled with houses now. This is just a year later, dude. I know, it's just a year later since I left, because I left April, dude. Well, let's go back and talk about what you're recording right now. This is Amy from Japan, dude. This is my car, so you can see my Lyft sticker and Colorado license plates, dude. I know, this is my car and this is my folks' house. It's the last house. They bought 4 houses here. The house that Chicago lived in with me was the first, and then they had a primary house about a year ago, about a mile away, dude. And then my dad's art studio was down the street. But they ultimately moved into this house after they sold my dad's art studio, their primary house, and then ultimately the house I called home. After I was fired, they put the house up for sale, and it closed last March, dude. I know, and look at it, it's all filled in. I know I turned the corner yesterday, dude, and this was all different. Look at this, man. Oh, these new houses, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4 new houses since I was living here. This is the Capistrano house that I called home for 10 years, where Chicago also lived. And also Sylvia didn't come here, but Sophia. See, I always go Sylvia, Sophia. Sophia Rashkin, after Chicago went back to Tokyo. And after, this is before my dad moved his art studio into the house. Sophia actually flew out to Phoenix. I picked her up to the airport. She slept in Chicago's old room. We went out to San Diego together from this house. My friend Robert's been here when my dad was painting. My friend Don. Who else has been here? My friend Scott Warner has been here. My friend Tam Dang from Australia has been here. But no more. This is someone else is in the house, dude. I know. And then this house is new here. This is my folks' house. So this is Arizona City, South Capistrano Road. Look at this. It's completely different. I used to park my truck right next door to the house, where this house is right here for sale. I used to park my truck right here. The first 3.5 years I drove a truck for a night, I parked it right next door to the house, dude. I know, it's just got no trip how things change in just a year or so, dude. I know, that's impermanence, man. 14380 South Capistrano Road. This is my folks' house, the last house. They're staying here. They've talked about it. I'm so happy I came. My dad has told me 1,000 times since I've been here that he's so happy I came. He was disappointed that I didn't fly out after he told me he was dying. It was, when was it, dude? Well, it was just last week, dude. My dad called me. I was like in my loft, and it was like Tuesday night. He told me he was dying. Then my mom sent me a text message that my dad was dying. So I talked to my mom about the flight, and ultimately it was Sophia that pushed me over. She said, "Get in your car, get over there." So I did, and here I am. Maybe the last time I come to this room. It's directly across the street from my old Capistrano house. And when my mom and dad put the house up for sale, we emptied the whole house, and we moved my bed from my bedroom to this guest room, so it's my old bed. And it's been here a year, and now I'm here for the first time since I left in April of last year. And I'm gonna have to leave probably later today or first thing tomorrow morning to go back to Denver to go back to work. But I just had to come. So I left Saturday morning, it's now Monday morning. To me, but this is more fun for you to see the scenery. Just a couple quick things. I'm trying to make these videos short because they eat up storage. A couple differences between driving for night specifically and driving a truck and driving my Prius and driving Lyft. Number one, believe it or not, I make more money for my time and I have a better life with Lyft. Here's why. With night, I got paid 48 cents a mile. For example, if I picked a Coors load up here and went to Seattle, granted it's longer distance, it might be 1,000 miles, I get paid 48 cents a mile. With Lyft, I go shorter distances in town, but nevertheless, I get paid 59 cents a mile, plus 10 cents a minute, plus tips, plus bonuses. So the bottom line is, I was working 60, 70 hours a week driving a truck with night for almost a decade. And I was averaging take home around 700 to 1,000. On a good week, it was 1,000, but there's a lot of weeks I made 700. Now, to give you a comparison now, okay, I can work anytime 24 hours a day. And for example, I can walk a block from my loft, and I'm going to show you when I get downtown because I'm actually going to have to unload my car. But I can walk a block outside my loft, get in my car, go to work at 5 a.m., work 3 or 4 hours or less, and make $100, come back, park my car, go in and out of my garage anytime, and then come into my loft and make a video, which is my passion, or walk 4 minutes out my door and make a video at the Capital One Bank, the new way of banking. I can reserve a conference room there an hour a day. Or I could go, especially with summertime when the weather's nice, I could go walk at Cummins Park or go up to City Park or whatever. The point is, I can work 8 hours a day but break it up, 2 4-hour shifts. In other words, the second shift could be 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. and work 8 hours a day and make a solid $200 or more dollars a day. $200 a day times 5 is 1,000. But the key is, I'm not working as hard. I have more flexibility, and I'm not sleeping in a truck. Okay, I have this mounted hands-free on my windshield. It's a heavy phone, so sometimes it actually falls. But I'm in the mountains still, going on I-70, approximately 40 minutes from my loft. I'm gonna make a video for sure by the end of the day, but most likely I'm going to go to my loft, unload everything in my car because I can't go out driving. I've got my car loaded with my massage table and things from my parents' garage. I was just in my parents' house in Arizona City. I left Saturday, drove up there Saturday, arrived Sunday, stayed from Sunday till Monday afternoon, about 24 hours, basically overnight. But I had a really nice visit. I couldn't stay longer as much as I'd like to because my situation now is quite a bit different. When I was driving a truck, there was a point I put my foot down, I saved $37,000. My car was paid for, all my credit cards are paid off. I didn't have any rent or mortgage. And it wasn't that I was making a lot of money, but I didn't have that much in the way of expenses, primarily just my cell phone and whatever I spent on the road. Now, because I have my loft, I have parking, I have commercial insurance all the way down the line, plus I have a little bit of credit card debt. Not so much that I can't just put my foot down and pay off the credit cards. But the point is, I was going to work Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and actually go see my dad or my folks today. But my friend Sophia Rashkin, who I haven't heard from in a long time, called me on Saturday, and I told her, well, we hadn't talked in a long time, so she said, I'd like to catch up and find out what's going on. I mentioned this in another video, but I just thought I'd mention it again driving home. I told her first, not that this was the important thing, I told her on my dad's birthday, which was the 90th birthday, April 24th, I wasn't there, but there was a huge online event called the Art of Living with Matthew McConaughey. It wasn't on TV, it wasn't like a movie, it was, I saw a short little video that I'm going to play because it's only 40 seconds long. I saw the same exact video that I'm going to show you, and it piqued my curiosity. It was free, it was on my dad's birthday, and since I worked my own hours and stuff, and it was 6 hours long, I decided to watch it. I didn't really know anything about Greenlight or Matthew or what he was doing. Of course, I've heard of Anthony Robbins. I did not really know that much about Dean, but I watched it. Right off the bat, before I even went on the event, I upped my status to VIP for only $47. And to tell you the truth, that particular day I was kind of sad. I was kind of in a funk because I wasn't with my dad on his birthday. But I thought it was kind of funny that there was a negative that I wasn't with my dad, and he wanted just to make it to 90, and it wasn't there. But the positive is I was able to be at home and watch this event, right? I got so much out of it. There was 2 million people on it. It was Matthew's first event. I've watched Matthew's opening talk several times, even though I know exactly what he's going to say and how he's going to say it. And I watched now a number of videos. Here's the takeaway. Here's the bottom line. It may not be the same for you. For me, it was total alignment with my Driving to Tokyo channel as far as some of the philosophy I live by and some of the ways I look at life. I completely related to it, to the point I went all in. All in means, I think it was $700, okay? I put in my credit card. Now, I knew exactly what they were doing, so I'll give you a short summary, and then I'm going to turn this off because this has already been 4 minutes. Because I was in Empower, because I was Jack Canfield's sound man, self-esteem seminars, because I did the Inside Edge and all my experience. I'm not saying this to brag, I'm just saying I had experience with events, putting on events and setting up the sound, being around speakers and all of that. And the methodologies, I studied that with Empower Network. First thing, you offer it for free. Now, I'm assuming, I don't know for sure because I haven't talked to Matthew or Dean about this or Anthony, but I'm going to play this and it's worth watching. Dean talks about the fact that they had Matthew speak at one of their events where they had 2 million people. Now, Dean said he's been doing this 27 years and Tony's been doing this 47 years. This is just my assumption. There was 2 million people there for a combination. It was free, but also some people that had already seen Matthew speak at maybe one of Anthony's events and wanted to attend this because they already knew what to expect. And plus it was free. I knew about Anthony. So the bottom line is, I'm 69 going on 70, and I'm still trying to get on the other side of getting fired, losing my house, losing my van, sleeping in my car in Encinitas. Although I'll talk more about that. That really wasn't that bad because I had $700 a month coming in. I had no rent, no car payments, and I was walking on the beach. I had an awesome time. I had a chance to recharge my batteries. That wasn't bad at all. In fact, it was awesome. But I did sleep in my car the first 4 months here, and that still wasn't bad because it was summer. I had custom, in the same exact vehicle, I had WeatherTech shades. I just had to sleep from 10 till 4:30 in the morning. I went to Starbucks every morning. I went to St. Mark's Coffee. I was very similar to what I did in Encinitas, but I didn't have my loft. I didn't have my lift platform. I was more or less, to all intents and purposes, one step above the people that are sleeping in there, or 10 people that are homeless, except I had the advantage of having my car, obviously, and then I had $700 a month coming in. But that was my starting point about a year ago. Now, I'm already feeling, and there's, and so I told Sophia about this, but the important part that I told her about that is more important than anything right now, including the day, dad called me a week ago and told me he was dying. And my mom wrote a text, said, Dad's dying. That was like a week ago. I immediately booked a flight. And I'll talk more about this when I get back to my lot because I'm driving right now. But I just drove out to spend 24 hours with my dad and mom and had an awesome visit. They were very happy I came. They understood because of my circumstances and the way my lifestyle is, as much as I wanted to just hang out for a few weeks or a week or 5 days, I couldn't. I just had to come in, spend time with them. I took a bunch of photos. I made the best. I had the best time for my visit there. I picked up my massage table, all my stuff, connected with my dad. I had a chance to talk to my mom about the whole situation in person, not over the phone. And they really appreciate. My dad was really happy I came because he knew he's dying. He could die any day. But then again, we've talked about he's on oxygen. His heart's operating at 20%. He's having to take morphine. He's hanging in there. He's watching TV. He has good days, bad days, and he could live another 6 months, or he could die tonight. But the point is, I got to see him, and I told him that I'm probably not going to be here when you die, most likely. Now I do have the possibility of jumping on a plane and being there in 2 hours, if it comes down to that. If my mom contacted me and said that this definitely looks like he's going to pass, like tonight or tomorrow, I could do that. So that's going on. You could say that's negative. But the truth is, my dad's 90. He just wanted to make it to 90. And I'll talk more about how I feel about it when I get back to my lawn. So I'm going to sign off.